Campbell here, host of Fit Mama Health Talk. Today's video, we're going to talk about meal prepping and how you can do it in a way that one, does not break the bank, and two, does not take hours upon hours in order for you to actually achieve some meal prepping to set yourself up for results, right? So we were put on this earth to enjoy life. We were put on this earth to feel good, function, and just literally take care of the bodies that God put us on this earth in. So in order to honor those, it's a matter of fueling your body so that you feel better, you function better, you can show up the better version of yourself for the loved ones in your life, and not necessarily take hours upon hours to do it. I am always transparent. I coach women. I specialize in helping busy women, busy moms especially, that are juggling many hats, raising kids. Oftentimes they're career women, growing careers, also growing companies, and just busy on all kinds of levels. And so meal prepping is sometimes something that I always see and hear women say, you know what, I don't have time to do that. How am I supposed to spend hours in the kitchen? Well, I'm here to promise you, you do not have to spend hours in the kitchen. I do not spend hours in the kitchen, but I meal prep every single week in a way that's simple. And that's what I'm going to bring to you on today's video. Whether you're trying to lose weight or not, whether you're trying to get healthier or not, or maybe you're already healthy in a great place that you love, you just need more simple ways to set yourself up for a successful week with proper food. This will help, right? So one of the first things I always love to share when I'm teaching, coaching about meal prepping is first, it's all about the mindset behind it. If you go into thinking, oh my gosh, I have to meal prep, that means I'm going to spend hours in the kitchen on the weekend, which I don't want to, and then I don't even like to cook. So the biggest thing right there is I want you to shift your mind to the bigger purpose of meal prep. If you make it a priority for different reasons, it's not about weight loss. It's more about how you will show up for the week. You want to be the happier, healthier, feel good, function better, more energized woman or mom. Set some time aside to meal prep. But again, I'm going to show you some tips today that are going to help you do it in less time and not breaking the bank, because that's key as well too. So just literally mindset shift around meal prep. This is a priority that's going to make me feel better all week, function better, and it's also going to reduce some stress, because I see a lot of people all the time, if they don't actually meal prep, then their week is actually more stressful, and that's a self-induced stress in my opinion, because we didn't prepare ourselves for the week, right? So don't put that stress upon yourself because we didn't prepare, right? So here's some of my biggest tips to prep in less time. My first one is, number one tip, think convenient, healthier choices, not perfection. We don't strive for perfection on any of the women I coach and talk to. Because one, I truly feel if you're striving to be perfect, you're setting yourself up for failure from the beginning, right? So your meals don't have to be perfect. Your macros and all the things that we coach on do not have to be 100% perfect. It's about thinking about healthier choices, being better than you were before, and thinking convenient. How can I do this in less time? Make better choices, but not worry about being perfect, right? That's tip number one. Tip number two is multitask. If you're already a multitasker, which most women I talk to are, I'm a big believer there's times in life to not multitask. You know, when we're learning and we're getting close to God and having our conversations, it's not a time to multitask. But when it comes to meal prep, that is when you multitask. I'm a big believer in it, right? So multitask meal prep. So what do I mean by that? I know, believe it or not, I talk to women a lot who tend to like think that they just have to cook one thing at one time, and then they're waiting and it's time consuming. No, not at all. Multitask. So what do I mean by that? First plan out, what am I going to cook? What's going to be the protein that I'm going to cook today? What's going to be the carb? What's going to be the fat? And then I'm, kind of plan it out a little bit in your head, and then get it all started at once and let it cook. Let the rice cook wherever it is you're cooking. Let your chicken or protein source cook wherever it is you're cooking. And then get your veggies going, and all the things, but get it going at one time. It's so much faster, right? Number three tip is use tools. I'm a big fan of tools. What can I use to cook my food, to take time, to put time back in my life? okay? And so tools is where it is at. So I'm a big believer of, I use, it's called a quick cooker. Quick cooker, it's equivalent as an Instapot, either one. I use that a lot. I use a crock pot. I use a rice cooker, which is one of these bad boys. 13 bucks at Walmart years ago. It's best ever. But why I like those so much is because it takes little effort and little time on my part. All I do is either open the crock pot or the quick cooker, okay, and I will put my frozen meat in there. I don't have to worry about thawing out my meat, which oftentimes I forget to do anyway. You may be able to relate to me. But the biggest thing is I can place my frozen meat right there into whatever it is that I'm about to use. So quick cooker, for example. I'm gonna put my frozen chicken in there. I'm gonna put whatever seasoning on top of it. I usually put some bone broth. I usually put some rotel, and then I turn the dial to chicken. I turn it on and I walk out of the kitchen. It took me less than 60 seconds to throw everything together. And 30 minutes later, I have awesome, fresh, just amazingly tasted, seasoned chicken. And I can either cook it, eat it right there, obviously, or the idea of this is to use it and meal prep it, and there's my chicken for the entire week. Perfect, super simple, took less than 60 seconds of my own time to make it happen. So that's one tool. Same thing, like I said, with rice cookers, another one. All you do is, you guys, you add things like quinoa or rice or whatever you're gonna use, put it in there, add the water, turn the water on and turn on. And then bam, and however long it takes, 10, 15 minutes, then I have my carb, my great healthy carb source done. And it took less than 60 seconds for me to put it in there and add water and let it do its thing. This is another tool that I use for breakfast. This is a ceramic cooker, and same thing. I think you can use a coffee mug doing this as well too. But you got to cover it, have a little bit of air coming through, and beat up some eggs in there, throw it in the microwave for a little over a minute, and you have scrambled eggs in less than a minute, y'all. Again, tools is where it's at. It actually allows you to do more and spend very little time in the kitchen. And again, if you're like me, I have little time, and more so, I just don't necessarily like to cook. It's not my thing. It's not my passion. So anything that's going to make my life easier. Those are some great tools. Tip number 4 is all about microwavable stuff. So again, I'm not looking for perfection here. Your number one first choice for the healthy and the healthy range and the healthiest range would sure go to the produce aisle and get the fresh veggies, fresh everything, and cook them fresh. If you have time for that, awesome. Most of the women I coach don't have that much time. So I'm a big fan of microwavable, steamable. So I'm talking veggies. These are frozen and they're steamable. I can throw this bag. I don't even have to open the bag. I throw it in the microwave 5 minutes, and then I have edamame for the week. I would use this bag and split it up for the week. Okay. I also love these things for these little packets. These are microwavable packets for rice and quinoa. This is a quinoa and brown rice mix. This is a Spanish rice. Is it going to be perfect? Is it better to do it in the quick cooker with fresh and no sodium and all that stuff? Yes. But again, we're talking about convenient and meal prepping in less time. These are awesome. Same thing. Rip it open, 90 seconds in the microwave. I have 4 days worth of rice because for me, I typically recommend, if it depends on the person, how much you need, but you can split this entire packet up into 4, and there's 4 days worth of rice that I spent about $2 on this packet. And I spent no time, just enough time to hit the 90 seconds on the microwave and let it do its thing. So I'm a big fan of microwavable, same thing. This is cauliflower, steamable cauliflower that it steams in the packet. Throw it in the microwave, and I have a healthy source of all kinds of nutrients and vitamins in my veggie serving, okay? Here's another one, sweet potatoes. I coach to eat carbs. I'm a big believer in high protein, low fat, and moderate carbs when it comes to healthy eating, to lose weight, but more importantly, to feel better, function better, and be a healthier version of you. So these are one of my favorite carbs. They're microwavable. They're already wrapped, ready to just throw in the microwave for 7 minutes, and I have a nice, perfect baked sweet potato ready for the day. Okay? These are great ways. Again, all it took me was stick it in the microwave, turn the microwave on, 7 minutes later, I have a baked potato. So use microwavable and steamables. Don't think everything has to be fresh and perfect. You're setting yourself up for failure when you do that. So microwavable. Here's another tip a lot of the ladies that I coach use. They like to cook extra at dinner. So if you know whatever you're cooking at dinner, most of us tend to cook our dinners fresh for ourselves and for our families. And so cook extra. And so cook your meal, have your Tupperware ready, put enough in a Tupperware for the next day, put it in the microwave, and then eat your dinner with your family. That way, if you cook extra, then there's your meal prep for the next day. It also, if you're someone who likes variety and doesn't necessarily like to meal prep all the things at once, or maybe that's a great tip for you if you just forgot or you didn't get time to prep, cook extra dinner, set it aside for lunch tomorrow, and bam, done. The next tip is all about slowing down. So a lot of us live in the rat race in the mornings, like, oh my gosh, I got to get the kids up and going. I got to do all the things, and I got to, do everything in my power to get out of the house, which is usually, takes a lot of time and effort. So instead, I really, really encourage you to find time, make yourself, and sometimes it is forcing yourself to slow down in the mornings. It's about being aware to slow down and not forget about yourself. Focus on, this is how I start my day, and how I start my day is how I'm going to be the rest of the day. If you wake up rush, you're gonna be rushed and stressed out for the whole day. And guess what? Add that on top of, I rushed so fast this morning I forgot to eat. Don't do that to yourself. Slow down in the mornings and make sure out of all the things, you take care of you, and also just have something in your body. You can do that with a smoothie. You can do that with a protein shake. You can also meal prep breakfasts. My family loves egg muffins. We take these. I crack a bunch of eggs in a bowl, add whatever it is you want. Turkey sausage, bacon, you name it. Whatever it is that you want in, say, an omelet. Make an omelet in a bowl, put it in the egg muffin pans, and bake it on 350 for 20 minutes, and you're gonna have some perfect egg muffins ready to rock and roll that you can use for the breakfasts. So you don't necessarily have to, don't skip. And you don't also have to cook in the mornings. You can literally bake those. The next morning, just heat it up for about 15 to 20 seconds is all you need, so it's nice and warm and fluffy and doesn't go rubbery. And you have a perfect protein source for your breakfast. So breakfast is key. Last two tips when it comes to meal prepping: outsource it. If you have the freedom and you can, invest in outsourcing and invest in having someone cook them for you. Maybe that's a family member. Maybe that's a professional that does this for a living. There's a lot of meal prepping services out there that you can definitely utilize for some meals if that's a better route for you. Everybody's different. And then the last tip is, if you're bored, you get bored easy. Just pick one new recipe a week. You can go to Pinterest, you can Google it, you can do all kinds of things. We have a ton of recipes. We can always reach out to me and be happy to share with you how that works. The Daniel Plan is an amazing book as well too, one that I'm reading. We're doing a Bible study on that has a ton of recipes in the back. Just pick one recipe a week. If you're someone who too many recipes overwhelm you, just pick one. Just pick one new one. Change some things up a little bit so you don't get bored. And that's it. So to me, meal prepping will set you up for success. Whether you're on a weight loss journey or not, this doesn't only matter for those trying to lose weight. This is for anybody trying to live life and function at a high level. You're trying to have success in a career or business or whatever it is that you're doing. Setting yourself up for the week for success with nutrition is massively important. So I hope this can help you find some ideas to do it in a faster way, and also shift your mindset to stop thinking I have to be perfect and I have to do all these things and spend hours in the kitchen, because I'm one to prove to you that you don't, because I don't ever. I don't like spending hours in the kitchen, so I love to teach you ways that you don't. So this, I hope, brought value to you. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a new video from Fit Mama Health Talk to help coach you, guide you, and just pour some love into you, knowing there is a way that you can be the healthier version of you that you desire to be and not be so overwhelmed. But it's also massively important to do it so that you do show up, and then we honor the bodies that we're living in, that God put us on this earth in. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you got some value from it. Make sure you subscribe here to my channel so you don't miss a thing. You can also follow me and many other amazing women over on the Life Network for Women, and catch me on all my social media platforms at www.acfitmama.com, and I'll see you on the next video.